Now it is time to buy a 4-pack of chat from the off-licence of debate on Conversation Street.
I remember that one.
I enjoyed that one a lot. About that. Yeah. I'm going to kick it off, if I may, with the new Audi e-tron. Got a picture of it here. Sure, it's very nice. The only problem is e-tron is the French word for turd.
Is it?
Yes.
They're not going to sell very many of those in France, then, I'm guessing.
No, they probably won't. In the same way that Hyundai, who's just introduced a new car called the Kona, they're not going to be selling too many of those in Portugal.
Why, is Kona Portuguese for turd?
No.
What, then?
It's the one word we can't say.
Mourinho.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
The iconic London black taxi has gone electric. We've got a picture of it here. There it is. I've ridden it. I've driven it as well, actually, and it's excellent. It's very, very smooth, very comfortable, and obviously it's very quiet, which means you can hear the driver's views on immigration more clearly.
Don't you hate Uber?
Well, it just works.
Have you seen how they drive? They're appalling, dithering about in the middle of junctions and they don't know where they're going, and it's always a price. And I hate those commercials where they say, not all of our drivers are rapists. That's not really a slogan, is it? I took this photograph just last week, OK? I put an arrow on it to show what I'm on about. That's Richard Hammond sporting. I'm going to zoom in.
Some grey hairs there, yeah?
A couple of grey hairs. Have you seen those? Yes? Now, when I came to work this morning...
They're still there. My wife has cut my hair. They'll still be...
They're not there, James,
They are,
mate. They're not there. They're not there.
Come in really close. They're still there.
Let me arbitrate independently. They're not there.
They're not there. You've
never-
been using Morgan product.
I've never
I put
dyed
it-
my hair. Oh, God.
Would you like to stop doing Conversation Street now?
I'd so like to do... If you want to feed me into a giant blender, I'd prefer that.
I speak from experience. I've got a 40-year-old Ferrari, a 308, and it is, apart from all those things, it's catastrophically slow. You wouldn't believe it. I pull away from lights and people behind honk because they think, that's a Ferrari, that'll sit... Oh.
Yeah, they honk. Yeah. Doesn't that happen in any car you drive, James?
No, no, no. It's just...
Get out of the way! Pretty much. I've got something you'll like more.
Have you? Oh, my God!
That is an old 68 Dodge Charger. You used to have one, didn't you?
I did.
But someone has put in that a 1,000-horsepower modern-day Hellcat engine. I mean...
I need some time alone.
Somebody wrapped it round a fence in Goodwood. But it was epic before that. It's a fantastic car. It really, really is.
I'd like to explain, by the way, that squeaking noise is not James thinking. It's the wind. It's quite a breezy day.
It's a breezy day.
And we decided to base ourselves in a tent because we're mad.
And, oh, now, there's a new electric car from, you're not going to believe this, Kalashnikov.
Really?
Yeah, the people who make AK-47s are going to start making electric cars.
I like the sound of that.
I know. Do you want to see a picture of it?
Yes.
Here it is.
Oh.
No,
God.
don't laugh, because from the back, it's actually worse. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you're right, it actually is, you're right.
I think it wins the award for unnecessary reporting, because it's about a crash that happened between a motorcyclist and a tank. Happened near the army base down there. OK, and it says the motorcyclist sustained a suspected fracture to his arm and leg, and here's the line they probably didn't need. The driver of the tank was uninjured.
Was he? Well, he was lucky to get away with that, wasn't he? Was he really?
I suspect he got back to the base and went, I hit a what?
Did I? Men and women compete directly against each other in dressage.
Yeah, but that's not a sport. It isn't. That's just sitting on a horse while it tries to look camp.
All right, then they can...
He's right.
OK, there's no...
It is, though.
You're right, actually. There's no segregation, then, between men and women in sailing. They compete against each
Well,
other.
that's not a sport either, is it? Sailing is a job. You have to pull pieces of rope.
However, afterwards, we were taken into a sort of lecture theatre by a man who talked us through the perils of the road in China, and he said that we had to look out for a number of things running out into the road in front of us, including, and I'm not... This is a quote, yes, you will back me up on this. This is what he said, including dogs, children and women.
That's what he said.
Yes, he said,
that.
be careful, they run out into the road.
Oh, you never know, they're unpredictable. There are 78 self-made billionaire women in the whole world, and 49 of them are Chinese.
Yeah. Well, there would be more, but some of them got run over.
I took a picture. Here it is. And what that says is, he was a arsehole.
That's exactly what I was going to have put on your honky seat.
She knew.
Actually, this is the part that broke. You can see the bit that came out there, yes? Mm-hmm. And apparently this is a known fault on a GTV6.
Everything is a known fault. A GTV6 is a known fault.
And I went into the labs and there was this bloke and he was face down on the floor. You know, on a boat, there's a little lip at the door to stop water getting out, and that was all full of sick. Oh, and as the boat rolled, this little sort of miniature tsunami sort of came and hit him in the face. And as I walked in, he looked up at me and he went, "Kill me."
It costs about £117,000. It can go at 60 miles an hour, fly for about 25 minutes. Look at that!
Yes, I can see a couple of things. As a police pursuit vehicle, problem. If you drove at 61 miles an hour, you'd get away from it.
Actually, you could drive at less than that, but for more than 25 minutes and still get away from it, so...
Or, and here's another one you haven't probably considered, if you fell off it, you're falling through your own propulsion device. Can you imagine Richard Hammond on one of those?
Literally minutes of fun.
Yeah. And then he would just be a mist. He'd just be a veneer all over the nearest building.
You'd actually be able to walk through Richard Hammond.
He'd be a puddle. He would just be a puddle of Richard Hammond. That's the new Jag, and it is fabulous. Lovely to sit in, quick as hell, better than a Tesla, by a long way, actually, in many, many ways. Brilliant. However, brought it up here, plugged it into my farm, and poof, instant darkness. Now, this is a farm that can supply all of Western Europe with vegetable oil for 1,000 years. Plug one Jag into it, and I'm in the 13th century. No electricity at all. Well, how long would that take?
45 minutes.
I haven't got 45 minutes. I've only got 130,000 hours left, James, before I die. I'm not going to spend any of it... What?
Wait a minute. This is a new thing of yours that started. I've only got 130,000 hours.
It's dropping. Dropping now.
When's... It's a lovely thought.
It is. Get on with it! I'm losing valuable time. How many years do you think you've got left?
The calculator. Years I've got
left.
left.
Yeah, years. Then times that by 365.
Oh, I see.
Times it by 24.
Yeah.
How many hours have you got left?
394,200.
I've got 14,200. Let's do that.
James!
What hours?
Yeah.
That's a week on Tuesday. I think we can probably end Conversation Street there on James May's sad demise. Any minute now.
You might be wondering why we haven't featured the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, their new sort of super luxury SUV, on this series. And that's because Rolls-Royce did express some reservations about lending us one, because they said they were worried we might say it was ugly.
Why would they think that?
Because they've seen it.
You actually got a picture of the Cullinan here. There it is.
You know that magic glass that is clear when you look through it at right angles, but if you look through it at any other angle, it's sort of frosted, so you can't...
That won't work.
How do you know?
Because I've got that, and I genuinely have got that in the bathroom in my flat in London.
Right.
Now, for 6 years, I've been taking showers by the window. The floor is 6 stories down, the pavement. You go, well, I can't see that, so nobody down there can see me. But a friend came round the other day and said, you know, you can be seen from the street and you're in the...
Oh, my God.
Seriously.
But you can't see out when you're in the shower?
No, exactly, I said.
Well, the builder put the glass in the wrong way round, didn't he?
He must have done.
Yeah, I think that builder saw you coming.
I'm sure I heard a phone. Wait a minute. No,
School alarm, I'm sorry.
was it you?
No, it's my school alarm, I'm sorry.
Your what alarm?
My school alarm to pick my kids up from school.
Oh, well, you're a terrible parent! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the art of great parenting.
I was going to say, we're going to call the NSPCC on you. How old are your children?
11.
Oh, for God's sake!
She still hasn't moved.
11,
they'll be
9,
fine.
8 and
I wasn't that interested. Who here's never had an accident? It's quite... Never? But how long have you been driving?
1 month.
Keep it up.
Afraid not. There's a company in Aberdeen who've decided that the future actually will look like this.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
They're actually
electric?
Yes. Yeah, they are. Of course, they're electric, obviously. Range of 35 miles. They're stackable cars.
Hang on. What if you're in the one in the middle,
Yeah.
right, and you want to go a different way to the one in the front? What are you going to do? You can't...
Well, no, it's worse than that, actually, because what if you're in the one in the middle and you go a different way? You're not going to have any wheels, because they're going to be left attached to the ones
Oh,
at
yeah,
the front
look,
and
there's
the
not
back,
enough
isn't it?
wheels.
Yeah, it does look like that, I grant you. It looks ridiculous that the front and the back separated. Well, I've got no bloody wheels. But no, actually, it's an optical illusion. The back wheels are inboard, so you do have wheels.
Yeah, but what if you were in the back one and it was being driven by Richard Hammond from the front? You'd be bloody terrified,
Oh, all
wouldn't you?
right.
How fast do you think a salmon can cross a road?
Salmon don't cross roads. You're thinking of a chicken.
You say that. Watch this piece of footage I found on the internet. Look at that.
What, are they salmon? They're fish.
That's actually salmons.
Oh, no, that is actually quite interesting. What are they doing?
This is the interesting thing. See, if I were a salmon, and they have to go back to their breeding ground, or spawning ground, don't they? I wouldn't be bothered. I'd just stay on the other side of I'll have the baby here. I mean, when my children were born, I think, I've got to get back to Doncaster. They just went to the nearest hospital. You know, we've always said that Canada is God's pantry.
Yes.
Yeah, and that Saudi Arabia is his petrol station.
Yeah, Lancashire is his cupboard under the stairs.
Yeah, this
Our
is his wind
tent's
tunnel.
about to blow down.
Exactly, this is the wind tunnel.
France is his drinks globe.
France is the drinks globe.
Argentina is his cesspit.
Yeah.
Bolivia is his